Hello, welcome to Movie Castle. I'm your host Cooper, and it's been a few months since the last time I did a physical media haul. In the past few months, I've collected a new stack of Blu-rays. I believe my last haul that I did back in January was like 10 plus titles and some books. I don't have nearly as big a haul this time. This is just 6 titles, and I have a record as well that I might show off, but we are a film-related podcast, so I don't know if the record's going to make it into the cut of this video, but we believe in celebrating physical media here, so we'll see. We'll see about the record. All right, so I have a mix of 4Ks and Blu-rays here that I would like to show you all and talk a little bit about these movies. So we'll just get into it. So the first 4K that I've picked up since the last time I recorded was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I apologize, the glare on my light is kind of crazy. I think that this is honestly one of the most important movies of the 2010s. I don't really know what to say about it that hasn't already been said, but it's groundbreaking and is a masterpiece in its own right. It's probably my favorite Spider-Man movie. I don't know if it has the nostalgia that maybe a Spider-Man 2 has, but this is kind of I think a triumph in a lot of ways, and will be something that is studied in Animation 101, History of Animation or whatever, if you take that in college, if that's a class that your school offers, I don't know. But I think something like this is very important, and I'm glad that I own it on 4K. I want to get Across the Spider-Verse as well. These are just movies that I feel like can be enjoyed by the masses, this type of movie, so I do feel like it's important I own something like this in my collection, amongst the many other more obscure titles that I have. So that is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Next up we got The Shining, the 1980s Kubrick film. I'm kind of thinking I need to reevaluate Kubrick, and so I want to get a few more of his movies in my collection. I'm finding that his stuff, maybe post Doctor Strangelove, I need to reevaluate all of it and look at it again, because I rewatched Barry Lyndon a few months ago. That was in my previous haul that I did, and I really loved it, and that's not a movie I really cared for prior to that. And I just think I should check this out again, and I think it deserves my time, and so does A Clockwork Orange and Eyes Wide Shut and other movies that I'm not quite there with those movies the way that everyone else is. I like The Shining, though. It's been a long time since I've seen The Shining. It was a movie that I saw pretty early on in my film watching experiences, so looking at this with kind of a new set of eyes is the best thing for me to do, and maybe I can come out of The Shining with the 5 out of 5 rating that everybody else seems to have for it. I'm not quite there with it, but excited to own it. That's cool. It's a cool movie to own, cool movie to throw on in January or at Halloween time. Just one of the best horror movies ever, so feels kind of essential to the collection. Another horror movie for you guys, it's a Rosemary's Baby. This is the 1968, I want to say, Roman Polanski film. I know. One of the only films about Satan and pregnancy, I guess, that I think works for me, at least. I find that sort of subject matter to just not really click with me at all as somebody that's just not really interested in religious horror and stuff like that. But this does work, and this is an exciting movie, and I think the filmmaking is great, and I think the performances are great. It's really cool to see Cassavetes and something like this. Just one of the most exciting horror films to come out of the 60s, and it's super progressive for its time. Some of the stuff that they were showing off and doing in this. So it is exciting to own it on 4K. I would like to get the Criterion version of this, but I know that it's quite expensive and hard to find. I believe the Blu-ray is. I don't know if the single DVD is, but just one of the essential horror classics. I really do need to round out my classic horror films. That's another reason I got The Shining, outside of wanting to revisit Kubrick, is just having more movies that are true bona fide classics that are in the horror canon within my collection, because I do think they're important to own and important to have on during the holidays and show people and stuff like that. So Rosemary's Baby, hell yeah. Okay, now we have something a little more modern. We have 2023's Talk to Me. I think one of the most exciting horror debuts of the decade, I would say. That's what it looks like normally. Again, I apologize for the light, but very cool movie. Still in its shrink wrapped. I bought this one new. The rest of these I bought used. But yeah, this is just such a cool, fun party movie, I would say. And if you've listened to our podcast before, you know that me and my co-host don't really care for Bring Her Back that much. But I don't think anything can stop me from not loving how fun this movie is and how cool this take on possession is, which is, again, similar to what I said about Rosemary's Baby, something that feels very derivative and is just not exciting to me at all. this kind of does something new and fresh with that subgenre of horror. So I've wanted to own this for a long time, and it's now at a point where a lot of 2023 movies are fairly cheap to buy, used or new. I don't know. I guess expect more movies from that from a few years ago to now enter my collection now that they're kind of phased out. So that has talked to me. Keeping it with the 2023 movies, we got a copy of Iron Claw. What it looks like. This is one of my favorite movies from this year. I did not expect to care for it as much as I did, just because I know nothing about this world and wrestling and these like characters and or like I guess they're real people, but I just didn't really know anything about this sort of thing, and I was completely blown away by the filmmaking of this and the performances especially. I wish this had gotten nominated for some sort of Oscars, whether it be like a supporting or a lead role for Zach. I just think it's really incredible. I was completely moved by it and like wrecked. I'm not somebody that has brothers, but I just found this so moving and so powerful, and I do think is maybe one of my favorite movies of the decade so far, and is kind of different than most sports movies with how it like is structured and how it approaches the world of sports. I just think it's very exciting filmmaking, very exciting performances. I don't know how often I'll be rewatching Iron Claw because it is kind of a hard watch for me, but I'm excited to own it and maybe one day throw it on again. So that is Iron Claw. And our final movie of the collection that I have today is Aliens. I got the 30th anniversary edition, so this would have come out in 2016, this copy. One of my hottest takes about broader blockbuster filmmaking is that I'm kind of indifferent about Aliens. I love Alien, the first one. It's one of my favorite movies ever. And then I saw Alien pretty early on in my film watching experiences, similar to what I said about The Shining. This one I saw way later, and Alien had just like kind of sunk into my brain, the movie's tone and its style, that when I saw this it was like light and day, and I just did not really vibe with Cameron's style or how he writes. But I want to rewatch this, and I want to reevaluate it and sort of figure out why people love it so much. I don't think it's a bad movie by any means. It just didn't really do anything for me. So I'm excited to own a copy of it. This seems like a good movie to throw on like just like a Saturday afternoon in June. Hopefully this is incentive to watch it sometime soon. Since it is kind of a bigger box set with like some stuff with it, I think I'll pop it open and we can take a look at it. I do think, I can't tell if this is in its original shrink wrapping or not, but regardless, I think it'll be fun to check this out and see what's in it. All right, so I now have it open. We'll have it open. So, all right, let's see. All right, so this just has a regular ass Blu-ray in it. That's cool. And now we have this sort of, I think it's a booklet. Yes, it comes in a sleeve. We got another booklet too. Oh my god. Or this isn't a booklet. What is this? Okay, let's see what we have here. These are various concept art. So we got like, what is this? It's like concept art for one of the xenomorphs. This looks like maybe like an alien planet. Kind of looks like ocean waves a little bit, looking at it. I believe this is either Sigourney Weaver or one of the various soldiers that gets killed in this movie. We got like the showdown with the robot machine that she wears to fight the xenomorph. I haven't seen this in a long time. I apologize, guys. I can't remember what it's called. Power Loader? Is that it? Very cool. Very cool. Don't know if here's a young, handsome soldier that we have here. Very exciting. That's cool. All right, and then we have the booklet that's with it. It's a Dark Horse Comics pressing. I don't know. This looks like just kind of more concept art from what I can tell. So that's cool. Let's see what's in here. Yeah, we got some artwork. Very nice. What else we got? Just looks like okay. I get it. All right. So it's just various artwork by, I believe, different comic book artists that work with Dark Horse, I would assume. Yes, featuring art from Dark Horse Comics Alien series. Okay, so it's from a book series, a comic book series. And as you can see here, there's the various artists and the sort of page numbers that correlate with their art. So that's cool. Not I don't know. I probably won't look at the art too often. I can't say when I crack this open, but that's fun. That's a fun thing to have come with your copy of Aliens. All right, so that's back in here. We'll throw this back in its box now. That's Aliens. Probably a cool movie that I just don't vibe with. We'll see. James Cameron kind of hit or miss for me, so I'm excited to rewatch it though, and hopefully I join the Aliens hive. But yeah, very cool box set. I like the art that comes with it, so that's exciting. It's all for the Blu-rays and 4Ks that I've collected for this video. If you're interested, I'm going to show off the record that I purchased. We don't normally talk about punk rock on the podcast, but if for some reason you want to continue watching and are interested, is Shapeshifter by Knucklepuck. I just saw Knucklepuck. They opened for the Wonder Years over the weekend. I saw them. Very exciting show, very fun. The Wonder Years are celebrating 10 years of No Closer to Heaven, which is a cool record. And I really like Knucklepuck, one of my favorite bands, so I thought I would pick this up. I don't own a copy of this. This is their second record, and one of my hot takes is that it's my least favorite Knucklepuck record. I think this is most people's like second favorite record from them. It's like a yellow with like red. My girlfriend called it like blood piss because it looks like blood and urine, which is I think a fair assessment of this record. But still, I think a pretty cool pressing, and I believe it's an original pressing from 2017 when this album came out. So that's all fun and exciting. Very cool. Glad I own it. I do like the record, even though it's I think their weakest. If you are interested, I would recommend. Oh, it comes with like a little like Shapeshifter postcard. I don't know who's using that actually as a postcard and not like something they put on their wall, but whatever. I would recommend these 3 songs here: Twist, Double Helix, and Gone. I think some of the best songs from this record and this band. This 3-song run on the A side of this album, I think, is some really good pop punk, and is kind of the best version of the sound on this record. So that is what I would recommend. And thank you for stopping by the channel and listening to me talk about various films that I've collected and added to my shelves for them to sit and for me to look at. We'll be back with a new episode soon, probably about the drama. If you're interested, feel free to listen to us on Spotify, Apple Music, subscribe to us here on YouTube. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a good rest of your day.